All right. It says live again. But I don't see your Facebook notification.
Oh. All right. No, we're good.
All right. So this will be the beginning. We'll chop that first part. So chip. Welcome to episode 2 of the Choke and Stroke podcast, the Choke and Stroke show.
Choke and Stroke.
Is that our theme music?
That's how I say it. That's how I said it last week. So, it's like my thing. It's right there with the here for another week.
Oh, and just so you guys know, after last week's episode, we did receive our toys.
We did.
So we had this.
I told you you need to wipe that smegma off of here, man.
It's not smegma. That's a male masturbation toy that I didn't enjoy, but yeah, we had the vibrating panty wireless remote control.
He hasn't had a chance to try those out yet.
And the love wands.
That thing is amazing.
Oh, you used it?
I used it last night. That's why when it was like, you left your wand, I was like,
no, I didn't. But before we get into your review of the toys, we do have a very special guest. Zelina Divine is in the building. You may have seen her on a pod named Kickback. 2 years ago. Because we was on lockdown last year.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it early last year?
Something like that.
Damn.
It was like early last year or like the end of the year before.
When is Sex Down South?
I think that was like, it's like always the same week as Exotica Miami.
So that's like
Sex
fall.
Down South? That's it.
Yeah, I thought maybe September, but I'm probably wrong.
Yeah.
I can't really recall.
It's been about a year and a half. Well, welcome back. For those who may not remember or aren't too familiar with you, can you give us a brief bio?
Oh, yeah. So I'm a visual artist. So I paint primarily, but I'm also a burlesque performer. So that's what you were saying before. Like, actually on Instagram, I'm known as the Deva Arizel, and that's my burlesque performance name. But I also do porn. And that's where Zelina Divine, that's her realm. So I do a myriad of things. I also do housekeeping. During the week, sometimes I have my niece and nephew. Like, I'll be out here. I do all sorts of things.
So if I wanted to see some of your work, where could I find it?
You could go to royalfetishxxx.com. Or you could subscribe to my OnlyFans at La Seren Noir.
Okay.
It's just a couple places.
No, that's fine.
She's really looking for it right now.
Royal Fetish XXX, you said?
Yes, royalfetishxxx.com.
Duly noted.
now you being a creep.
Okay.
I mean.
So this is going to be a great conversation. For those who aren't familiar with us, I'm No Grace Nude.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, So Mellow, also known as Melody Deanna. Oh, wait, I said that backwards, but either way, it works.
Yeah, I guess. So
I'm tired.
The thing, that's because you messed with that damn wand all night.
No, I'm tired because I was on the phone with you and the squad till fucking like 12:30.
What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with you?
Can we do
You the one who started the call?
So today's topic, we're going to be talking today about my favorite subject. As many of you know, I have an orgasm fetish, and it doesn't matter what kind of orgasm. I don't mean me having them. I mean giving women orgasms. I love to see the woman's orgasm. I love to feel the woman's orgasm. I love to experience the woman's orgasm. That's my thing. And so I wanted to do a conversation around that. And I remember when I started saying I had an orgasm fetish, everybody said, "There's no such thing. You can't have an orgasm fetish and this. And I was like, but I do. And I remember saying this to you on the last episode we did together. And you said that I could have one. And it's totally fine. And not to listen to those idiots. So.
Right. Like people can't be fetishized. but things can be fetishized. Almost anything can be fetishized. Like even there's like textile fetishes where people like very specific kinds of like cloth or textures. So there's latex fetishes. Like people, there's also like balloon fetishes. So like if people can have balloon fetishes, you can absolutely have an orgasm fetish.
Balloon fetishes?
Yes, a lot of people like there's just something about the texture, I guess, of the balloon.
Wow.
So like when they rub them against their bodies, they might like the sensation, or sometimes it might be the sound, like ASMR, you know?
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
okay.
Also like just the pressure, like even just before they pop, that can be a thing, you know? So it's all about associations. Like usually when people fetishize something, it's all of the things that they associate with it as well. It's not necessarily just the thing itself. While it can be, but oftentimes it's also all that they associate with it as well.
Very, very interesting. Well, since we're here, you brought up the wand. You said it was amazing.
Oh no, it's great. I'm going to take it with me to Texas because I want to experience it with someone. So I definitely let that thing charge. Like I mean, because I tried to like use it for a little bit, then I realized that it was like dying because it was like fresh out the package or whatever. So I was like, let me charge it, and then I let it charge for like 15, 20 minutes. Got a much better result. So much so I had to like control myself because I was like, if I let this thing go and really do its thing, I'm gonna squirt all over my sheets, and I do not feel like changing my sheets tonight.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a concern for y'all. Huh? Like, I don't feel like changing.
I don't feel like changing the sheets because like you gotta take off the sheets. Like my mattress protector will be wet then. Like it's a whole thing. So like,
yeah, I know.
I'm like, this control yourself, simmer down, chill out, relax.
I feel that.
All right, so that's squirting is an orgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of that. There's at least 24 types.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you? How many of them do you know offhand?
Offhand, okay. So there's the P spot, there's the O spot, there's the A spot, and the G spot. There is the squirting orgasms. There's nipple orgasms, which I've had before. That was really wild, actually. Clitoral, cervical. There's also some people who get oral orgasms, like from kissing, which is really cool. Those are the ones that come to mind. There's blended, so sometimes people have multiple kinds at once. And also people tend to get confused thinking that orgasm means ejaculation. Even though they can happen at the same time, they're not to be conflated.
Okay. Anal.
Oh, yep. Full body. Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something that I had a friend of mine, female friend, who didn't allow penetration. She only dated women. She didn't allow penetration. She didn't want to be touched down there at all. But she said she would still have orgasms when she was having sex with the strap on, penetrating another woman. And I was just like, that makes no sense. I know our minds can do amazing things, and I went on and on about how I didn't get it. And she was trying to help me understand it. And she couldn't really. And then I had this epiphany. When we were young, or teenagers, we would have wet dreams. And we would ejaculate in a dream. And nobody touched me. Nobody did anything physical. It was 100% in my mind. And then I said, so that is fucking possible. That's absolutely possible.
Absolutely. Even just controlling your breath. If you know how to control your breath and breathe a certain way, you can also kind of generate orgasms that way as well. Like breath control is a really big part of having orgasms, or even the kinds that you are able to have. And yeah, the mind is a huge part. Like I think besides like a lot of the pressure that people put themselves under to have orgasms in the first place, it usually takes away from their comfort. And so they're too in their heads and they're not in their bodies enough and just like relaxed. And pleasure should always be the goal first and foremost, you know? The orgasms are usually like the cherry on top, you know what I'm saying? But like if you're just having a good time the entire time, that's the main focus. And usually like if you are and you're relaxed and like really into what's going on, like the orgasms will come, you know.
Yeah. Now, okay, let's go there. There are certain women who cannot have orgasms or only have certain orgasms.
Mhm.
I at some point I became obsessed with women squirting, and so I perfected a technique. And because I had never seen a woman squirt except on a video, and so I was like, "Damn, well, nobody ever squirt for me. What the fuck?" So I I put together a technique, and I can make probably 30-40% of women I interact with squirt, even whether they have prior experience or not. It's probably a higher number than that. But when women struggle with one or the other orgasm, do you think that's all in the mind? Is it like if you don't think you can do something, then a lot of times you just won't?
That could be part of it. That usually the mental aspect and getting past like the limitations of your own mind, that's usually a huge part of it. More often than not, we limit ourselves because we're automatically writing it off. You know, like, well, that's just not possible for me. That's not true. It's just the information is out there. It's just we have to learn. So not only learning our bodies, like I'm pretty sure half of the things that I mentioned earlier, like what the fuck is an O spot? What's a P spot? You know what I'm saying?
Usually one of those, and I'm so curious.
You know, and like usually people only hear of like the G spot or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many other points, and oftentimes people aren't as willing to explore their bodies, and that can absolutely limit their pleasure. You know, so there's so many aspects of themselves that can be untapped. And that could also be a reason why there may be certain forms of pleasure that they're not experiencing.
Let me jump in really quick. Are we back? Can you see us?
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, now I can see you.
All right. So you brought up nipple orgasm. I was dating a woman who always said she felt like she was gonna come when I was licking and sucking on her breast, but I didn't think it could come that way, so I never tried to do it because it was foreign. We didn't think it could really happen. She just said that's how good it felt, and that was like the end of it. Oh, that feels really good. It feels like I'm about to come. Oh, that's cool. And we just went on about our day. But if I had known, oh yeah, she can come that way, I would have definitely pursued that and tried to, make that happen.
I'm surprised that you didn't know that. As a man who is so obsessed with orgasms and has studied them, I'm surprised.
This was many moons ago. This is when I was younger. I wasn't even in Atlanta yet.
Okay.
I think I might have been in my...
talk about orgasms.
Yeah. But that's how I know now because things like that happen. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I gave a woman an anal orgasm, I didn't know you could come that.
Amazing.
I didn't know you could come that way either.
Yes.
So when we were done, I was like, yo, you was acting like you was coming.
She's like,
I was. Whoa, you can do that?
Like you can have a full body orgasm. Like your entire body can be activated in that way.
I had an orgasm eating a girl out.
Yeah, see?
Mm-hmm. It was great.
Yeah.
That's probably an oral orgasm right there.
Mm-hmm. I've never come to. I've never had a, what do you call it? I don't know, with a mental orgasm, I guess, except doing a wet dream. So that would be new for me. But I know women who give head and are just soaking wet afterwards. I used to always think it was kind of cool when a woman would give me head and they put my hand down there to see how wet she was just from giving me head. And I'm like, God damn,
that's how
you must really like that shit.
Yeah.
I definitely know that I love like oral sex, like performing it on people, men, women. Hey,
it's so nice, right?
Great. It's such a turn. It's just a power thing.
Yeah, it's great. Oh shit, y'all froze again. I don't know if I'm frozen to y'all.
Yeah, you're back.
You
But
want
we're
to
back.
edit the shit
Everybody's
out of this
back. Yeah,
episode.
this will be some edits.
Y'all still hear me, or did everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank goodness we didn't put this up to Thursday because it's gonna need some editing.
Now, we didn't catch what you were just saying. I think you were elaborating on oral sex.
Oh yeah, I was just saying how much I enjoy it, giving and receiving. It's also like a form of worship. Like there's something about the mouth that it's like the fact that you're willing to like directly consume someone in such a way. Yeah, that's
Dang, directly
one of my
consumed.
favorite things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Texas.
Now, now oral sex. I love doing it. Love receiving it. That's actually my favorite orgasm to receive because, I mean, I guess if you do Kegels after I ejaculate, then it can have a similar effect. But to me, the best part of the oral sex orgasm is the 2 to 3 minutes after I've come and a woman is still going, especially like focus on their head. That's what I always say. That's where the soul gets sucked out at. It's not just with the orgasm.
Uh-huh.
It's 2 to 3 minutes.
Soul sucker.
See, a lot of men like, nah, hell no, I never know. I can't take it. I'm like, I can take it. Like I can come back to back if the woman keeps going. But the 3 minutes right after I come, if she just on the head,
Try breathing. Try breathing, because I noticed that oftentimes when people are close to coming, they hold their breath. But if you can keep your breath cycling, not only might it extend the orgasm, like it might actually help you to like not come as fast. That's what it's done for me sometimes. There's times where if I'm able to keep my breath like consistent, then I can actually extend. And then like you can play with it. So you can play with holding your breath or like keeping breathing, but sometimes I'll breathe faster and that like works up the blood. It gets the blood going more, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you mentioned Kegels, so like anybody can do them. So like they're really good. Like strengthening the pelvic floor is also a good way to like extend orgasms. So that's the other thing, like especially for men, because like I don't know, people don't talk enough about men's ability to have multiple orgasms as well. And I guess like part of it can be like a lot of the fear of like you know, self exploration. You know, like it's not gay to explore in your own body, but a lot of people treat it that way.
Now I think me and my cousin came up with what we think our version of multiple orgasms. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but this is what bless you. This is what we decided or came up with. There can be times where you know you're fucking or getting head and you're about to come, and then it's just a random delay. It's like, well, come, but nothing came up yet. But oh, there you go. It's like that delay. That's what we call it. What do you call that? Is that it? Or
That's you orgasming without ejaculating. So that's what I'm saying. Like, oftentimes the two are conflated, especially in men. But especially if you practice things like edging, for example. So, like, when you keep yourself from coming and you don't focus on ejaculation, usually you can still experience orgasm without actually ejaculating. So, I think that's essentially what you were doing then.
Okay, what if the ejaculation comes like 3 to 5 seconds after that first feeling?
Oh, I mean, that's fine too. But like,
I don't know what to call that, but that's
there's still ways you can have an orgasm without ejaculating.
Okay, so we have what's your favorite orgasm?
My favorite? I really do enjoy clitoral. I think I've had cervical before as well. I was like, ooh, like, you know, my cervix, I was like, oh shit. Like blended is the best. Cause like to have multiple at once is the shit. I haven't achieved full body yet, but that's definitely something I would like to do. I'm not gonna like put pressure on myself because there's like the way to not do it, but
right, exactly.
Yeah, but that is definitely something I would be interested in achieving someday.
Define full body.
So some people have described it as feeling like full waves. Like I know for myself, when I had my nipple orgasm, like I was being like anally and vaginally and clitorally stimulated all at the same time. And so like I had like, I believe it was like a cervical, it was like a blended orgasm. So it was like clitoral, cervical, might have been anal as well. And then I felt it shoot up directly to my left nipple. So it was like I felt the orgasm travel up into my body to another place. So like for me at that time, I just went to my nipple. But imagine if the waves just went, all the way up. Some people feel the waves rise all the way up to their crown. So when people talk about like tantric sex and tantric practices, it's usually them doing different forms of edging, breath work, and different positions to stimulate different parts of the body. And usually that helps to control where the energy flows in their bodies. And especially if you breathe too, because oftentimes if we're holding our breath, we're also holding tension at different parts in our bodies. So I notice the more relaxed I am, the more likely the energy is to travel upward and flow to other parts of my body.
Now, see, that's interesting because the podcast is called Choke and Stroke. I didn't invent it, but I think I perfected it. And so I know that if you
I see the look on your face, she like I see all of the
doubt.
So, well, I noticed if you cut off the air supply, during like leading up to the orgasm or right at the point of climax, it intensifies it for a woman or for women that I've done it with. But that is the opposite of what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So I guess it could go both ways.
Yeah, it's just playing with your breath. So you can definitely kind of alternate between just consistent breathing to like holding your breath to then breathing again. You can definitely play around with it, breathing faster versus breathing slower, or like breathing through your nostrils versus through your mouth. Like all of these things do have different effects on the body and like how energy flows, how your blood flows throughout your body. So blood flow is obviously a very big part, keeping that circulation going. So it's not to say that, you have to do things a certain way. It's just to say, play around with it. Like there are things that people are prone to do and do all the time, and therefore that can be limited. So it's not to say don't hold your breath, but it's to say maybe don't do that all the time. And like maybe try breathing through it as best as possible and see, what kind of results that brings up for you.
Yeah, and you're giving me homework because I haven't done anything to try to intensify my orgasms. Mm-hmm. I just kind of look at, what the woman does and, oh, you great at this, or you're better at that, or you don't give me great orgasms, you do. But I didn't think like I should do something. So I'm about to start playing with the breath play. That is homework for me. That is homework. Because, as a man, we don't think, well, what can I do to make my experience better? I just think about pleasing a woman, you know what I'm saying?
You were alone in that one because a lot of niggas do not be thinking about how they can make her experience better. They are selfish as fuck. But
I keep hearing her and a lot of our female friends saying how selfish these men are.
They do not be worried about women coming.
Oh,
is it an age thing?
Fucking around with those ones. They are not worthy then.
They are not.
No.
Hence why they're not getting any.
But yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing too. Like, oftentimes, like folks expect other people to know their bodies better than they know their own bodies. So that's like another one of the things that can be really limiting is like depending on our partners to like know what to do instead of like telling them or showing them, so like that's why self-exploration is also a huge part in one's ability to like really get to the places and pleasure that they want to be, because like once you learn your own body, not only can you give yourself those orgasms with or without anybody else, but you can also teach others how to do it no matter who it is.
Yeah, I think that's more important for women than men. Am I wrong in that thinking?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's just I never apply those things to us.
Well, I think that a lot of men, again, if we're talking about like commonly socialized men that kind of fit into that realm, I feel like a lot of them aren't as open to exploring their bodies as they like to try to explore their partner's bodies. So they want to be all up in their girlfriend's ass, but not their own, you know? So, like,
Facts.
I
But let me
think
say,
that's
you do that
limiting
shit to
you
them,
from
they be
like
like,
exploring
oh, I didn't
pleasure
know I
in
like
certain
that.
ways, you know?
I'm on record saying I know get my ass licked, so
Let me
I'm
tell
on
you, I
record.
was fucking with one dude, and I did that shit to him one time, and every time after that, he wanted it. And now I've cut him off, and he is suffering.
Because nobody, and that's the thing, like, so that also needs to be normalized too. Like, I think that's one of the things that is unfortunate and extremely limiting for men is that they're not as encouraged to explore their own bodies or even allow their partners to explore their bodies as women are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then still somehow expecting women to like know what they want or know what they like, but not everybody's the same. Like half the time dudes will be real quick to tell you how they're not like other men, but then they expect you to just know
They'll
like
be just like other
women
men.
are like this. And it's like, all right, but you said you ain't like most guys, so what's up?
Yeah.
So, like,
Right.
you know, everybody's different. And like even though there's ways that we may be similar and we may share a lot of commonalities, like you know, everyone still has like their unique things. So not everything works for everybody, but knowing anatomy is important. That can be very helpful.
I agree.
Very helpful.
You know what's wild? The first time a woman licked my ass, I didn't even know she was doing that. I thought she was licking the taint.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said to her, like, you know, after she had done it a couple times, for whatever reason, this is gonna sound crazy as hell, but I can't explain it. We would be on the sofa sometimes. She like stand up. And I would stand up on the sofa, and she would jerk me off. And now I understand lick my ass. I guess that's the rusty trombone is what they call it. But I was like, damn, like when you lick the tank, it feels better than anybody else has done it. And she was like,
because I'm licking your ass.
it's like your tank, like I'm not really doing that. And I'm like, what are you? And that's your ass. I was like,
Yeah.
And dudes be like so caught up in the whole anal, anything related to their posterior. They're like, that's gay. No, nigga, you gonna like it. Like it's not gay.
When I was
It be
younger,
gay if it was a man doing it.
right. It can't be gay if it's a woman. Now, when I was younger, I used to think like that. But like now, I'm like, I'm not gay, so it don't even.
Men still feel this way.
It's nothing that a woman can do to me that's gonna make me like. I'm just not gay. Like, I don't care. Like, if it feels good, I want to do it.
Exactly.
Now I'm not with the penetration because that it just felt weird to me.
Would she like stick a finger in your ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm open, but it's just
like that's not my thing.
But I don't think it's gay though. It's just
not what you like.
It's just not my thing. But shit, it's not my thing.
But it's good that you like were open to trying it though. Like it's good to find out. Like some people will find out and they'd be like, oh shit, actually I did like that. And there's other people that are like, nah. Like for a long time, I really was not into anal at all. It was just uncomfortable. But like over time, like I don't know what changed. Maybe it was like the partners that I was doing it with and like their experience and understanding like how this shit works. Or like maybe it was just me and my ability to kind of tap into my own body a bit more. Or I don't know, combination of things. But especially lately, I've definitely been more in those realms. And like I'm actually really excited about, you know, my ability to explore my body in deeper ways that I wasn't able to before. But like you could not have got me to do anybody's anal like a few years ago. I was like, I don't know. I think that's like my weak spot or something. That's just I don't think this is what it's about to be, like ever. But now I'm like, all right, you know what?
Yeah, you finally had that anal orgasm. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? I figured it out. But that's the other thing, too, is that, like, things do change over time. So it is good to kind of, like, check in with yourself, you know, over the years, kind of come back to certain things, re-explore them, because you might feel differently or just even have more experience or understanding of certain things to be able to apply. You know, so it is good to kind of like come back to certain things and re-explore as well.
I agree. I don't know. It depends on who I'm on getting with next. I might try some other shit. Might try to revisit that, but it's not on my.
Stick her finger up your ass.
I might. I'm gonna to pray on it.
I've done it to a guy. He liked it.
But see, I didn't dig it.
You might now, you know.
Yeah,
it
was like a.
you know what I'm saying?
It felt like a. It felt like a. Whoa! See,
was it by itself, or was
it.
there a combination of things? Like, were you like being at least like were you being jerked off and then with the finger? Or was it like
you
just
gotta warm up to it? You gotta circle around, play tap. You gotta knock before you enter.
yeah. Get it moisturized. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that was
Spit on it.
my crazy ex.
I want to spit on it.
Favorite song of the year. Have you heard it? Jasmine Sullivan and Ari Lennox.
Oh, I don't think I have heard that song yet.
Girl,
do you have Apple?
Listen.
Do you have Apple Music?
No, I don't have Apple Music. I have Spotify.
Hey,
Okay.
Listen to Spotify.
Well then, make the Spotify playlist.
Okay.
So we have a choke and stroke playlist. Well, let me do it this way. We have a Party and Kickback playlist, which is all R&B, a little bit of dancehall, rap. And we update that every Friday. Then I have my own personal choke and stroke playlist that I like to fuck to.
Okay.
And when I made this podcast, one of my homegirls said, "When you gonna update them choke and stroke playlists? You ain't making podcasts."
She called him out.
And I was like, "Yo,
like, you ain't update this in a year."
And I thought about it, like, I haven't, but it's like that's my most followed playlist. So
I neglected it.
And I neglected it. That's
old age.
Because ever since the Rona hit, I've been in the house by myself. So I didn't need it. But
everybody been fucking during.
Everybody's been fucking.
Babies popping out.
Baby, you gonna name your baby Corona?
No, sir.
Corona and COVID twins?
First of all, I'm not pregnant, so there's that.
Well, there's that. So anyway, I redid the playlist and I put a lot of effort into it. Huh?
I'm not even having sex at the moment.
See?
I'm almost 3 months into not having sex.
I'm not that far in.
I'm 2.5 months into not having sex.
So Zerlena's the only one getting some this year?
What, me?
Yeah.
What is that? Say no. I don't need to confirm nor deny.
Like, they're right there waiting for me to finish this damn podcast.
I know, right?
Right after I get off.
Can you imagine if I slid this John over and you just see this person laying on the bed with the
I
fur?
would be dying.
Job off on the side.
Like, what are you touching? Oh, you see her all like this.
Notice you can't really see what's on the other side. You can somebody else.
Got the people back there with the fans and shit.
Man.
Hey, I'm gonna have to do that.
What the hell was we just talking about? Y'all made me lose my train of thought.
Oh, welcome to my world. This is yesterday during the Party and Kickback.
Oh, we don't talk about Party and Kickback on this podcast.
It's still a Party and Kickback, and this is just Choke and Stroke edition.
You're right. Okay. So, damn, what was we just saying? I had a point. I don't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, you didn't tell us your favorite orgasm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, y'all two been having it up. I'm just like, interject. No, all right. I would say it's probably a toss-up between an oral orgasm, like when I discovered that I could come giving somebody else head. I was like, this is amazing. It was probably one of the best orgasms I've ever had. And then probably an anal orgasm, which are two of the most uncommon ways that I actually have orgasms, but they're the ones that I enjoy the most. I typically have like vaginal or clitoral, but like, yeah, those are probably the ones that I enjoy the most. Because I don't know if it's because they're so infrequent that it's like, this is great. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't get to have it that often. But like, I definitely can say that oral one, because I knew that like I had an oral thing, like that I loved performing oral sex on people, and that it was a major turn off for me. So I knew there was a high probability that I would be able to have an orgasm that way. But when it actually happened, it was like, whoa, you're like coming, keep going, just keep doing what you're doing. And like, you're coming right now, and it was great.
And see, I have a fantasy about that, and I think in my mind the woman had to be getting either playing with herself or I'm playing with her or something. But I have a thing about a woman giving me head and coming while she's giving me head. Now, so I prefer this. I like the 69.
Like 69?
The 69 because I like women hate it because they're gonna come and they can't even breathe and they can't suck. They just kind of stuck. But see, that turns me on. When a woman's giving me head and we doing a 69 battle and I'm winning and she can barely even suck, she just basically moaning on my dick. And that I like that.
Yeah.
Because the job 69 is not for me. The 69 is for the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
don't even like 69.
Like just so give her something to do in the meantime. You said.
Yeah. I like rendering her helpless. I like that we're battling. You giving me head, I'm giving you head, but I shut you down. And now all you're doing is laying there with my dick in your mouth breathing. And I like that.
You're like a fish, like with the wide eyes.
I like that. And that's I've been watching porn where the woman is getting like fucked from behind while she's giving somebody head, and then like she about to come and she can't really perform. It do something for me. I don't know. I like it. But having said that, that wasn't my point.
I don't know what your point was.
Oh, so your favorite orgasm is?
I've already clarified.
That brings me to. Let's start with you, Selena. What's your favorite orgasm to give?
And I don't actually. I don't like to limit myself.
You don't like to who?
Limit
I don't
myself.
like to limit myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to give as many kinds of orgasms as possible.
Hey, trust me. I know.
I really do. Because that's the thing. Actually, so when I was on Cocktails, I was talking about this one session that I had with a partner, and we were 69ing. So were you talking about 69ing and so this is the first time I was 69ing with somebody and we both came at the same time. Lord. And so when you were talking about breathing through the dick, I didn't even know he was probably into whatever the fuck he was doing. So I don't know. I didn't have those normal cues, you know what I'm saying? I just knew that all of a sudden there was a stream. And I was but then I was it was at the same moment that I was about to be because I was about to come and shit. And so his dick just went down my throat. And I did essentially, I don't know if I grew gills or was breathing through my ears or something, but I could just breathe. I was just breathing through the dick. So I thought I was going to choke and I didn't. And I was actually able to breathe through it and still swallow. Yeah, it was that was some next level shit. That never happened before.
We might have to name this episode "Breathing Through Your Ears." Jesus.
Growing that shit was wild. I never did that before. That was all new. I was like, oh.
So you probably at some point couldn't breathe, so you had that asphyxiation. Is that the word?
Yeah, it was almost it was a moment where it was oh shit, I'm about to choke, maybe. But then it was just, I don't know. Maybe it was the angle. Maybe we found the angle.
You find ways to breathe.
Yeah, you really do.
Because that thing be all up in the throat, and you be
I usually just breathe through my nostrils. You just can't try to breathe through your mouth. So.
When I used to do my little oral sex tutoring, I'm you gotta be willing to die down there. If you can't breathe, I don't care if it's too late. You gotta be willing to die. You gotta be willing to die on the clip.
Are you willing to die for
Are you willing to? Well, I would say die on the clip.
Right.
Yeah. If y'all, well, y'all clips and dicks.
Right, but
all kinds of tricks.
For this specific thing, you said clip. I'm saying dick. So yes.
Okay. So what's your favorite orgasm to give?
Oral. Nothing makes me feel better. It's a power thing. Cause watching y'all squirm, when you're making them come and they're ah! I'm later, little bitch. No,
Is that what y'all be thinking?
They don't, but I'll be yeah, you gonna like this.
I guess it depends on the kind of mode I'm in.
come all over my face. I'm gonna keep sucking, and you gonna be like, stop, and I'm be like, nah.
No. we taking it to new heights
I'm
tonight.
trying to make you pass out. Did you die?
You still alive? Round two.
I'm about to drain your ass. I'm about to get every last ounce of that nut up out of you.
Right? That's I like doing that. I love that's one of my favorites.
It's a power thing. Like
empty it out, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I'm gonna render you useless.
Speaking on behalf of all men, thank you guys. But you know, some guys don't like this. Some guys want you to stop as soon as because they can't take it.
They won't stop me. You can try. You're not stopping.
Hurricane Hoover.
I'm gonna have to send you that meme. Have you ever seen that meme with this guy? He looks like a ghoul, just sitting on the edge of the bed, and it's like when she finished sucking your soul, just look at you.
I mean, you like done, like curl up in the fetal position when I'm done.
See, that's I want that every time, and that's why, like, if I come and the girl stop, I'm like, oh, you thought the best part was me coming? No, nigga. It don't get good to me until about 2 minutes after I came, and that's when that last minute I'm like, ah! and that's what I
want
need.
you to be like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Like that's how I like it.
I'll get to that point.
Don't touch me.
I get to the point where I'm just very happy. Oh yeah, that shit. And then I go into my Rick Ross grunts.
The fuck?
Speaking of which, did y'all see Coming to America too? Because Rick Ross.
Yeah. Okay. I love this movie. What did you think?
I actually thought it was good. I thought it was gonna be trash, to be honest. But then I actually watched it, and I was glad that I watched it. I think the only thing that I could complain about was the fact that the barbershop bulls was still alive. I was like, how they still alive? They looked like they was finna die in the first movie.
Right.
But, but I understood it was just a means to an end to move the story along and shit. And because it's fucking funny. So, like, I get it. But I think they did a good job. And I like that they focused more on Zamunda than America this time around.
Yeah. Me too.
Cool.
Speaking of coming to America, speaking of coming to America, so we got our favorite to have, our favorite to give. For you two, is there a distinct difference between being pleasured by a man or a woman, or is it just totally doesn't even matter? It's just a person, and it's nothing to that.
I think for myself, I'm usually the one doing the pleasing for a woman.
So you're a top.
Yeah, I guess.
I know it's not the right word.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not how I would phrase it, but I mean, I guess. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm probably well on my way to being a full lesbian because, like, I think I like enjoy having sex with women more. Than men. It's just different having sex with the women. Like, they're so much more sensual. They're so soft. First of all, like they're
but you're a fat man.
That's not the same. Like touching a woman's skin is completely different from touching a man's skin. Women are just so.
I would have imagined it would
they're
be.
so.
Yeah,
like
niggas ain't putting on lotion in 2021.
I mean, but we are grooming ourselves all our lives. We are just soft women. Like that's one thing that guys compliment me on. They be like, "Your skin is just so soft," and I'm like, because I fucking use cocoa butter and like coconut oil. You know what I'm saying? But like women, I feel the same way. I be touching them and they be all like soft, and then they like the curves on their bodies, like I don't know. And then the way they kiss is just different. Like women is just they're great.
I agree. Side note, I was at 106 in Park talking to Free, and she was about to like walk away. And I was like, but wait, I wanted to, and I touched her arm, and her skin was so soft, my fingers literally melted into her arm and came out the bottom. I'm not lying. And I was like, what are you made of? Like, what the fuck?
She's like, shape up, baby.
And you know that got to be like 20 years ago. But that was in my old rapper life when I used to rap. And I just,
told you how old
Jesus. Free was in some of the softest skin. And butter, her skin was buttery. Like why
she
is your
looked
skin
buttery.
buttery?
She looked like she tastes like coconut. I mean, like cocoa butter and like coconut oil.
In my dream, in my mental mind, she tastes like cinnamon toast crunch.
Her skin is just so glowy. She looks.
Don't step on my joke. Don't step on my joke. She tastes like cinnamon toast crunch.
Anyway, her skin is so glowy. Like she looks like she looks like she smells like cocoa butter.
And it tastes like cinnamon toast crunch.
No.
Okay. So before we get up out of here, I want you to give us a quick explanation of the O spot and the P spot.
Yes, I'm notes.
Well, actually, no, that's a good question. I need to refresh for my damn self. I'm not even going to front. But that's why we have good old Google right here.
And I've researched them both at some point. But
yeah, I
can't speak to it. Which is why I wasn't shocked when you said it, but I was shocked that I couldn't answer the question. And I was like, well, damn. I know I've seen it. I know I've read about it because, like I said, fetish.
Okay, so it's sometimes called the C spot and it's located near the cervix. So it's like deeper in the vaginal canal.
Okay.
Oh, that is the fucking O spot. I love that spot. That's
you mentioned that earlier.
I love that one. That one is like in the back. Like I think. All right, so like there's like, especially when like the tip of a penis or like whatever the fuck is being used at the time, when it's just like all the way in the back, there is a spot back there that you just.
The crazy spot. We call it the C spot.
Little door that you knock on. I love the O spot.
Yeah, and that makes it crazy.
You know who did that to me? 30.
I'm not.
And
that makes sense.
That's why I
that
went
makes
crazy.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's why I was like, I've never been fucked that way before. Like, oh my God, this is the best sex I've ever had in my life. Oh my God. I felt the crazy button activate. Like I made a post. I was like, I felt my crazy button activate because I had never been fucked that way before. Like I felt that shit. I still to this day have not had. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna go back to this article.
And then the A spot is just a little bit past the G spot. So it's still like in the vaginal walls. So it's not as far back as the O spot, but it is past the G spot.
Okay. And in wrapping up, we found out our favorite orgasms to give, our favorite orgasms to receive. We've talked about several different kinds of orgasms. We talked about mental orgasms, where you don't even have to be touched. We talked about orgasms from pleasing. You're doing something to someone else, and that brings you an orgasm. We talked about post-orgasm pleasure, multiple orgasms. What haven't we touched on? Or the men and women orgasms. Did we talk about that? The difference between a man and a woman, if there is one?
Oh, like the difference between their orgasms? I mean, I would just say that some of the difference is physical. Like there's just certain spots, I guess. Like there's, especially the fact that we have clitoral and cervical and all of that. So we do, in that difference of physicality, there are certain orgasms that I guess we have from very specific spots that men might not have, but there are certain spots that we share. Like there is a male G spot as well. But then you also have like your prostate and things of that nature. So you have your own spots as well.
Milk a prostate.
I thought the prostate and the male G spot were the same thing. Was I wrong in my assumption?
Maybe you're correct. I thought they were separate. I could have made that up.
I'm not sure what because I'm old. What I remember, I might be wrong, but what I remember is stimulating the prostate is the male G spot, because the male G spot is supposed to be in the ass, and that's the prostate. I could be wrong, but
because I thought there was like the P spot and the G spot for men.
I want to milk a prostate.
I thought you said you did it.
No. When did I say that?
You said you put your finger in the dude's ass.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I milked his prostate.
What's the difference?
I could have just.
You just
I stuck a finger in there.
You just didn't get to the prostate.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Like, I want to see what that is. Like, how hard am I gonna make you come if you do that? Is it gonna shoot out like Scary Movie?
Yeah, no, they're the same thing. The G spot and the P spot are the same. It's like around the perineum area.
Okay, it's a suppressed orgasm. It feels suppressed.
You can reach it internally and externally.
As aggressive. It's like a.
Then why do they call it milking your prostate if it's a suppressed orgasm?
That's how it is. It feels like.
Have you ever had your prostate milked?
So what do you mean, like suppressed?
I think we had a whole conversation about this.
Your prostate?
Didn't we just talk about this on this episode? At the beginning? We did. What were you saying?
What?
Yeah,
I'm saying the P spot and the G spot in men is actually the same, and okay. You can reach it internally as well as externally. It's just if you reach it internally.
How do you reach it externally?
Well, that's essentially where the taint is. So the perineum.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can stimulate that area by putting pressure on it, but it'll probably be more intense if it is accessed internally, because then it's like a more direct stimulation. But you can stimulate it both ways.
I'm assuming it was the prostate. I had an orgasm that wasn't from like. It just felt like a lesser orgasm. It didn't feel as powerful as like a dick orgasm, I guess you can call it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It felt like, oh, I'm coming. You ever ruin a nut? You ever like had a person doing something to you and they threw it off and then you still came? I don't know if women can do that. And you're like, oh, you fucked my nut up.
But it was weak.
Yeah. So with men, I know we can have if we're jerking off and then we decide to try to stop to hold it, but our dick say, nah, nigga, it's coming, then it's like a ruined nut because we stopped jerking off. So it's like, this kind of ruined my nut. Or same thing with a woman giving you head or she's back up when you're about to come or something. And it's like, oh, you kind of ruined my nut. That's how it felt. Like it was a nut, but it was like, it was just, it wasn't as intense. And it's like, who goes to all of that trouble for that nut? Is how I felt.
I don't think you had your prostate milked.
I don't know. Well, what did I have?
I don't know, but I'm enjoying the fuck out of reading this article right now. That is hilarious.
What is the article
milking your prostate? It's just the verbiage that they're using. So, because like when I got to the how do you find it part, it says you'll need to head south along the back road to find a magical place called the Anal Ridge.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same things, like how it can be massaged. It was like insert a finger, a penis, or a device into the anus. Stimulate the prostate from there. Stimulating the prostate from there can lead to orgasm. But yeah, so I guess it's all condensed to the same area. But that still doesn't mean you can't have full body orgasms as well. Because I've definitely had male partners who have had orgasms in other parts of their body. So you may not have all of the same spots per se, but you still have a whole body that you can still experience orgasm in.
What does that feel like, the whole body orgasm for a man? I'm gonna feel an orgasm in my shoulders?
Possibly.
I mean, so you say that like she a man.
I'm saying like she got the answers.
I mean, what that
She
feel
got
like?
the answers,
She would know. Like,
well, I mean,
like
she
she
could have
had
read.
personal experience.
Red was
Yeah,
so
I don't know if
For a man to come up with.
I don't know if I've had a partner that's
I know
achieved
you
full
have a
body
vagina,
orgasm. At least in my personal experience, I don't know of anyone who's achieved a full body. They may have achieved like blended orgasms, but I don't think any of my partners have had full body yet. So I would like to know. I would love to either figure that out myself or like have someone kind of like share their experience of it with me. I think that'd be cool to know.
What do
But
you call the uncontrollable shaking orgasm for women? I always assumed that was full body. So what is that? When they just
I guess it depends on the person. I guess certain people shake for different reasons.
oh, okay.
So if a person's whole body is tingling after they've had an orgasm, would you consider that a whole body orgasm?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how it feels to them. Because sometimes people feel like shock waves go through their body that are like quick, but not necessarily like waves of pleasure. Just more so like waves of energy, if that makes sense. Because I've definitely felt the difference, like feeling the difference between an orgasm rise to my left nipple versus just like a real quick shock of energy, like a jolt. They definitely felt different.
Mm-hmm.
Now I felt the joke. I didn't, doing that 3 minutes after I came, like shit, what the fuck? But it was a joke. It wasn't a maybe continuous thing. It was just like a boom, and it might be another one. But I'm definitely gonna start practicing with the breathing and seeing if I can impact my own orgasm.
He's about to do a jerk off as soon as he gets.
Oh no! I'm saving it for Miami or Destin.
Boy, you should jerk off before you go on that trip.
Yeah.
You need to jerk off a couple times before that trip.
Nah, because then what I find the more I jerk off, the harder it is to make me come.
I said a couple times. I didn't say every day.
I say for Saturday mornings. I jerk off every Saturday morning. It's a ritual.
Still a couple times before the trip.
Yeah. Okay. That's a bit. For some reason, Saturday mornings are my time to jerk off. Do you have a particular day and time where you masturbate?
I don't. I mean, it's usually at night, but sometimes it could be in the mornings. It really, it varies. There's also times where I'm like gluttonous about it. And then there's other times where I might not at all for a while.
So I was using the Flow. Well, I still use the Flow app, but like it allows you to track when you masturbate. And so
what?
I noticed that. Well, no, the app pointed out that I was masturbating every Wednesday. I don't know what that was about, but like I had a thing for Wednesday.
What is this app? Do you know what this app is?
The Flow app?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't used that one. There's different apps that we may use to like track our moon cycles.
Oh.
And so like I know for certain apps that I've had, I haven't had that one specifically, but I had another one that would also be like, did you have an orgasm today? How was it? You know?
Flow be like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling frisky? Or did you masturbate? What kind of sex? Like, did you have did you have protected sex, unprotected sex? Like they get all up in the details. They want to know
all of the things.
Yeah, man, we don't have apps like that. Our only app like that is Pornhub. That's not even an app.
But you know, that's a good point, and that's probably something that sounds like untapped market. Like I don't know, you know, humans in general have cycles, so like I think it's important.
We gotta make it to make apps.
Yeah, like I think it's important for men to track their cycles as well. Like you have an ebb and flow in like your libido and your moods and shit like that. So you know, I think that's an untapped market right there.
I'm gonna look into that. This might be how I can make my fortune. Let me look into this. Our app gonna be called the Joe app. So the Flow app is just the Joe app. No. I thought it was a good idea. I don't know.
You should call it. You're a jerk.
Oh, a jerk. You're a jerk. Like jerk off. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot.
Jerk for the gents.
Or we can call it Coming to America.
No.
Because you're coming.
Oh,
No.
Don't.
Just call it jerk for gents.
That could be your porn parody, but like.
Yeah, I need somebody to play the princess.
Are you looking?
We'll talk offline. Well, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. This is our second episode, and as soon as we decided to do this podcast, you were one of the first names that came to my mind. So I want to thank you for being our second guest and being here and educating us.
I want to meet you.
Oh yes, we do. Yes, absolutely.
Whenever outside open back up.
Yeah, whenever it's safe-ish.
Although we in Atlanta, outside
it's been open. We just had All-Star Weekend and everybody was outside with
in
no
the
masks.
fucking club with no masks on.
Oh shit.
We about to be on lockdown. But Mel brought up an interesting point. Those are probably all out of towners.
It ain't the outbreak ain't gonna be here. Everybody keep coming here to party because we are wide the fuck open. Everybody keep talking, oh, Atlanta, our rates, we don't have the highest rates in the country. Go holler at Texas, Florida, and Tennessee. How about
Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Are we about to go to Tennessee?
Nigga, we gonna be in a cabin the whole fucking weekend.
Oh. Well, see.
They ain't coming. COVID ain't fucking with us.
Where are you?
I'm in Philly.
Okay.
Philly. We go home.
Yeah, we from DC.
Oh, word.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go see my family, I might have to bring my camera for this Coming to America, Coming to Philly.
No. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Stop trying to make what happened?
You know that, bro?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What is that from?
Mean Girls.
I never saw Mean Girls. I know a couple Mean Girls.
Wear it with pride.
I'm not mean.
I'm mean to him.
Little sister I never wanted.
The big brother I never asked for.
Let's get out of here. Let the people know where they can find you. I think we talked a little bit about it earlier with OnlyFans and the royal fetish.
Mm-hmm.
But how can they contact you directly? How can they follow your beautiful pictures?
Well, I'm still working on my website, so that's in the works. But in the meanwhile, I do use Instagram heavy. I just like the setup. I like being able to lay shit out. I don't know. So on Instagram, I'm the Deva Arazel, TheDevaArazel. I don't know. I don't really be on. I have a Facebook. I don't be on there. I don't know. I don't even think it's worth mentioning. And then you can find me on my OnlyFans if you want to see some kinky shit. And that's onlyfans.com/La Serenoir. It's French for the Black Mermaid.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that in the description.
Yeah.
Because
It's too I got these long ass names. I don't give a fuck. They have meaning, so like, you know.
Yeah, our audience isn't that sophisticated. They're like, what was her name again? What's her OnlyFans? The Black Mermaid. What?
Yes,
Right.
Because mermaids are sirens.
Okay.
I'm a mermaid. Okay, so I want to thank you again. Is there any? The person has been locked down with because of all the COVID things, and they want to know what should be the first thing they do when they get out of there. What are you telling them to do? First sexual act.
The first sensual act?
Sexual.
Oh,
what
getting
should they
out
do? They've
of
been locked down. They haven't done anything. They just been in the house by themselves, and now they're free. They're finally going out. They got a date. It's going down.
He wants to know what he should do.
What should they do?
They should ask their partner exactly what they want in that moment. Just be like, what do you want me to do to you?
I like that.
Newso
like
been
that.
so locked up in the house, he out of practice.
He
He don't know what to do with himself. He got to act a whole ass this month.
Whole ass. The whole
He
month.
like, I'm getting out the house. I'm leaving. I'm opening the door.
So I've been literally locked in. I'm one of the people that was terrified of COVID, and was locked in the house. And then my COVID buddy, she had to go get a damn COVID test before I would let her in.
Yes.
Oh,
Listen,
okay, so you see
that makes that's
That's
not being wild. Like at the end
you
of the
said
day,
that like I haven't been tested 75,000 times.
right? It's like
That's
the
true.
same thing as asking your partner to get tested for like
STDs.
STIs and STDs before.
Yeah.
If you ain't trying to get sick, you ain't trying to get sick. So you better bring forth them tests.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense,
Oh.
and I commend you for protecting yourself.
Right. So,
And
yeah,
also,
I'm
I guess a
about to
parting
activate-
thing, like at any time, like folks can also, like we just did today, it's no shame because I be forgetting shit all the time. Just hop right back on Google, get that information.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, where's the old spot again? Oh yeah, that's my favorite spot. How could I forget? But I did.
It be like that,
Man,
You do.
last week we forgot a whole topic on the other
whole
podcast.
topic.
The main topic of the show, we just totally forgot to do. We like, the show was short this week. It was like 40 minutes. What happened? And we was like, we forgot a whole damn topic. The main topic.
The main topic.
We was gonna name the episode after that topic. So yeah, shit happens. And we were sober.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from now on, we drinking every episode.
Mm-hmm.
That being sober shit didn't go right
It
at all.
Last night we were drunk and this nigga.
Oh,
Mm.
that
we
was
had a
wild.
great show, so
It was a great show, but it was wild. Well, let us get you out of here. Damn, this is an hour episode.
yeah,
We said that something was 30 minutes.
it's time to go.
But it's because of you.
Because who?
It is because I saw it was 30 minutes earlier. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, we were sitting here like, I just haven't looked at the time.
Shit.
Okay, well, thank you.
Absolutely.
We're gonna put all of your tags in the description so people can reach out to you and follow you and observe what I observe every day. I'll get you her page. Don't worry. What are your plans for the night? Are you? What do you have going on?
I might sex somebody.
Ooh.
To be honest, it is. You know what? It's funny because I almost forgot how much I love talking that shit. But I really like to hear like what someone really likes about me. Like, obviously, like, especially like if you like pussy, then pussy's great. But what's great about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, specifically, what do you like about me?
Okay.
I love to hear it. So, like, that is something that's been helping me during this quarantine. It's just talking